Moving on to the 7K range. Starts off with Brendan Todd. You got Seabez is back. Maverick McNeely's back. Who else? Harris English defending champions in here. Aaron Rye and his two gloves are back. Sahith is back. CT Pan. Freaking CT Pan. Luke List. CH3. Cam Champ. Anyway, 7K range. Ricky Fowler's here. You know, he's obviously a big Travelers guy. Ricky's here trying to do something. Lonto's here. I promise I won't talk about Lonto, although I am tempted. I do think the cash lock in the 7K range, if you're playing it, is Brendan Todd. I love Brendan Todd this week. I don't think I've ever been so jazzed. And jazzed is the word. Inside of me, I'm jazzed to play Brendan Todd. And I've never said that about Brendan Todd. He's not a guy that jazzes people, you know. Definitely doesn't jazz me until tonight. He's been playing well. He's got a decent track record here. This obviously suits him. He's a multiple winner on the PGA Tour, and you get him at 7,900. I love Brendan Todd. Now I do have my limits. Okay, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play like a I mean, I don't know what's chalk for Brendan Todd at 7,900. Probably like 15% or so. Like that would scare me. I'd be out on that. So I'm not going to do that. But I hope that doesn't happen with him. I think the more popular range here in the 7K is going to be the 77 to 76K range. That's my guess. I think the chalk is going to be that Mav McNeely, Joel Damon, KH Lee kind of spot. I think that's where it's going to be. And probably Brendan Steele. Now, Brendan Steele at 7,700. I talked about his ugly swing earlier compared to Davis Riley. But there's a guy with incredible form at TPC River Highlands. Hits the ball a long way. Good iron player. And is trending very nicely recently. So I'm interested to see. I will have a close eye out on Brendan Steele because he has upside as well. And he can score on DraftKings. The dude can eat up these par fives. He can eat up these short par fours. More so than Todd, I think he has the ability to really score. Although I'm excited about Todd, I think he can play very well. But I just think Brendan Steele has potential to really earn you a lot of DraftKings points. So he is one I'm going to be paying attention to in terms of ownership. And a lot of people are going to be shocked to hear this. I'm bouncing on Mav McNeely. I'm bouncing. Mav's just like the heat is kind of he's kind of wearing off. Like ever since the heritage is just not it's not been great. He went to a US Open qualifier. I was tracking him in his US Open qualifier, hoping he'd make it because we know I'm a big Mav fan, and he sucked. I mean, he was getting beat by he was getting beat by nobodies. Sucked. So, and I know it's just one day, and it's a long day, but it's not been great for Mav. So I think I'm gonna bounce on Mav, and I think people will be on him because he's played so well this year and he's 7,700. I think people will be on Joel, and I like Joel here. My favorite thing to do with Joel is to bet him top 20 here this week. That will be my favorite thing to do. I will not bet him outright, probably, depending on his ownership. I mean, now listen, if Joel comes in low owned and everybody bails, I'm in 100%. I think this is a great golf course for him. But I think he will be chalk, and I will gladly pivot elsewhere in DFS. But I do think for a top 20, I really like Joel a lot. But I think Mav and Joel are going to eat up some ownership. I think people are going to like KH Lee at 7,600. But B Todd, B Steele, and Seabez at 7,800. I know I crack on Seabez a lot. I'm not sure I'm ready to see Seabez win, but he's definitely got some top 15, top 20 upside. This is a great track for him. He's a shorter hitter on tour, good iron, decent iron player, good short game. I think, he's refreshed. He didn't play in the US Open. He didn't get, his brains kicked in by Brookline. I like Seabez at 7,800. And then, I'm not real crazy about the rest of the 7K range. I like some names in the 6K range. I could see myself, kind of going with this Todd Seabez, Brendan Steele deal, and then like maybe bouncing out of the 7K from there and being pretty light here, and if necessary, getting in the 6K. In the lower sevens, I mean, Matt Naismith is the one that's probably popping for me the most, just given his ball striking. What he seems to have found in terms of form is looking pretty good. Um, I think he's confident right now. So Naismith is interesting to me at 7,200, and maybe Amish Troy at 7,100. Troy Merritt. Those are a couple names down at the bottom. I kind of got my eye on, but I don't. Yeah, I like the top end of this, and then I just rather go down the 6K range if I have to. So that's that's kind of the strategy for me. And I think Harris English is probably a clear fade for some, defending champ coming off of his hip issues. Now he did make the cut at the U.S. Open, had a good round, 69 in round two. Finished plus 17 though. Like I just don't know that we're ready to, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to fade Harris English. So it's not a bold take. But as a defending champ, I feel like something I should say. Um, I should also tell you that Prize Picks continues to be a place where you should put your money. Okay, we got people winning money left and right on Prize Picks in the Nut Hut, continuing to dominate in the Nut Hut, and it's a great little daily, daily props game. It's incredibly fun. It's a little pick'em game. You just have to pick between 2 and 5 spots, players, teams. You can mix and match different sports. You can do golf. You can do baseball. You can do disc golf. You can do UFC. You can do all kind of stuff in there. You can mix and match. You got to pick at least 2 lines, up to 5, and you can sometimes 10, 11x your money based on how you do it, how many you get right, all that stuff. And they're legal in like 30 states. And right now, if you sign up using promo code TJ, then you do get a deposit match up to $100, and we love it. We've been using this thing all year. Freaking love Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy made easy, and we would love for you to get involved. It's just you versus the projected numbers. You don't have to battle a bunch of other people. You don't have to do any of that. So it's safe. They offer fast withdrawals, and use promo code TJ when you sign up. There's a link in the description below, or if you're listening on audio, you can check that out. Check out prizepicks.com. If it wasn't legal in your state last time you checked, check again, because they're advancing. They're making progress in a lot of these dumb states that won't let you do this. So check out prizepicks.com. Use promo code TJ